welcome to my YouTube channel, or welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Untamed Mendo, and for any of you who know me or know this channel, you will know that I love Lord of the Rings and Lord of the Rings news, unless it pertains to things that are bad. I'm looking at you, Rings of Power and the Gollum game. You guys are bad and trash, and nobody likes you. So, without further ado, let's get into this. It is an article by Screen Rant talking about Lord of the Rings animated style art as Frodo and Gandalf in a rare, peaceful moment. Yes, quite so indeed. It's very nice to see Frodo and Gandalf in a nice, peaceful moment, because the entire rest of the Lord of the Rings, they are not in a peaceful moment. It's like the beginning and the end is when everything between them is peaceful. Yes. One is he's beginning his journey. The last scene is where he's ending his journey, and they smile as he gets on the boat and floats away to the undying lands. Anyway, the Lord of the Rings animated style art shows Frodo, Baggins, and Gandalf the Grey sharing a rare peaceful moment from the Fellowship of the Rings. I love this photo right here of the Fellowship, the movie by Peter Jackson. Just magnificent. Chef's kiss. Fabulous. The Lord of the Rings animated style art shows Frodo and Gandalf sharing a rare peaceful moment. Yes, why do you have to say that like 3 times in the article? It's weird. Based on the beloved fantasy novel by J.R.R. Tolkien, Peter Jackson's equally beloved Lord of the Rings trilogy was released from 2001 to 2003, and the movies remain immensely popular today. Yes, if you have not seen the Lord of the Rings extended edition, you should be watching it. I'm looking at you, all of you who've not seen the movie or read the books. What are you doing with your life? You need to do better. Why am I surrounded by people who've never watched the movies or read the books? Anyway, so let's get into it. The first film, The Fellowship of the Ring, introduces the Hobbit Frodo Baggins, Elijah Wood, and Wizard Gandalf the Grey by Ian McKellen, who share a heartwarming meeting in the Shire. Created and shared by Shannon Halston, I hope I said that right, a visual development artist and character designer for Warner Brothers. Animated style Lord of the Rings art captures Frodo and Gandalf's first meeting from Fellowship of the Ring. Check out the art below. Oh my goodness, it's so very cute. I actually wouldn't mind if they made a, animated short film, maybe abridged version of the Lord of the Rings in this style. I think that would be very cute. Look at that. And this is the person who shared it out. The blue Leviathan on the Instagrams. So, the art depicts a rare peaceful moment between Frodo and Gandalf as the wizard arrives in the Shire for Bilbo's 111th birthday. And remember, that was a shocking, fiery birthday indeed. The Hobbit hops onto Gandalf's horse-drawn carriage, and they ride through the idyllic landscape. The post-subsequent slides show how the art was created, and also some guitar jams from the artist. Oh yes, we love the guitar jams. I am a bass guitar player, for any of you who don't know. The Lord of the Rings peaceful moments are some of the best. I do agree, especially in the movie where you get to see it visually. It's fabulous. Despite being a fantasy epic filled with adventure, rich world building, and grand battles, the tender moments of Lord of the Rings stand out as some of the best in the series. Yes, very very, very touching. For instance, the first meeting between Gandalf and Frodo in the Fellowship of the Ring is one of the most magical 5 minutes in the entire trilogy. I don't know about that. I kind of really like when Aragorn and Eowyn are like on a, like, they're, you get my meaning. The cinematic bliss elevated by the holy guacamole, that's a word, mellifluous. I probably am saying this wrong. Please correct me in the comment section down below. The blah 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 sound of Howard Shore's score. There are also a few more peaceful moments between Frodo and Gandalf that occur in the Fellowship of the Rings. Another beautifully tender moment between Gandalf and Frodo and the Fellowship of the Ring occurs in the mines of Moria. After wishing the ring had never come to him, Gandalf responds with a memorable monologue urging Frodo to make the most out of the responsibility that fate has handed him. Ultimately, the wizard's wise words give Frodo the courage he needs to complete his quest in The Lord of the Rings. In the end, it's tender moments like this that add depth and emotional resonance in Tolkien's epic tale. I agree. Those nice tender moments that you get in the fantasy world of The Lord of the Rings, very touching, very moving, very emotional because of all of the things that are at stake. When you're able to just have a little glimmer and glimpse of hope, and in this world of you have no idea if the good guys are going to win in the end because it looks so hopeless. Even at the very end, you're still wondering, is Sauron gonna win? Is Saruman gonna win? And then, of course, Frodo, and we all know the real MVP, Samwise Gamgee, the real MVP. For any of you who disagree, you're wrong, and I can make a video telling you why you're wrong later on. Not this video, anyway. We all know that Frodo and Sam were able, with the help of one Gollum, to get the ring into Mount Doom and tossing it over into the lava, where it is destroyed and the world is saved thanks to two, technically three, tiny people. And that's one of the best things about Lord of the Rings. When you boil everything down, it's a very simple tale of good versus evil, where the good guys are outnumbered and overpowered or underpowered versus the bad guys. It looks bleak, it looks hopeless, and then at the very, very end, glimmer of hope happens, and they end up winning it. Surprise, surprise. I love those old-fashioned tales of good versus evil where you don't know for sure if the good guys are gonna win, but they earn it. The win isn't given to them. They are not just handed the win. They have to earn it. The hero's journey. Tolkien was a master craftsman when it comes to writing tales and writing stories. I will forever be grateful for Tolkien, and I know that this is going to be a bit of a shorter video. Otherwise, if I continue to talk about Tolkien, I will go on to a tangent, and many of you who are familiar with my channel know my love for Lord of the Rings and for Tolkien and for C.S. Lewis and for literature in general. Please don't forget, every Saturday, 10:30 a.m. Central Standard Time, I do a show called Literary Souls where I talk about books, literature, and literature adjacent things. So much love to all of you out there in the YouTube lands. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time in my next video. Bye-bye.